the whole diagram here, it's universal set. These are all the possibilities, subset, and by the time you put them together, this one intersect with this one intersect. That is, in a way, the way we interact with people around us, event around us, you know, in which there is a God position, which is the truth, that the entire system, somewhere in the middle, something explains it all. Are you with me? Somewhere in the middle, understanding. Now, you are not wrong. This is just what I was looking for. Are you with me? What? Understanding. So, if we go back a bit, you need understanding to know, like Brenda said, that this fits into this. Right? That shape looks very much like this, so it fits into that. If you give that to a little child, the child will just be playing with it, probably will not even have idea that these things, that there's a particular pattern you will notice how the thing fits in. Are you following me? It is understanding that will put what, why, who, where, how, when into one pot. Right? Into one pot. of years back here, many years, time travel. I don't know whether that's the time travel. It's about a man who traveled from, I don't know whether it was, I want you to imagine a Christian of 18th century catapulted into 21st century and with a mentality of a 21st century, okay? Of 18th century. The man was a total wreck. There was nothing wrong with the man. It is just that the time he was living in was totally out of, it wasn't anything he could imagine. Right? He saw dress code. He saw street life. He went to church. He couldn't. Now, that is more like a picture of what Pastor said, that quote, that a time will come when the shepherd will no longer feed the sheep, but the clowns will entertain the what? The goats. That was the man's experience. He went to church. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know it was a church. He saw people in the street misbehaving. I want you to imagine this man was dropped in the middle of Las Vegas. That was how thoroughly messed up the man was. So now that man going back, because he saw a girl and a boy holding hand and kissing. He went there to try to tell, the girl was looking at the man as if the man is demon possessed. And the man couldn't understand what the girl's problem was. The girl pushed the man away. So that this man, going back to 18th century, will have to realize that this is the world that this faith eventually will encounter. Are you with me? So he has to begin to ask himself, having seen the future, he will have to begin to define the kind of Christianity that will be able to live in that kind of time. Because you are living, the man has gone 200 years ahead. It will be foolishness for the man not to sit down, being a pastor of a church, for instance, to tell them, this is what the world is going to look like in 200 years' time. You are not going to be there anywhere, but it will be stupidity to say, like Hezekiah, anywhere, as long as it's going to be good in my own time, let God's will be done. Are you with me? So the right thing for a man or for this kind of person is to sit down and begin to ask himself this question: how will Christianity be positioned to be able to still maintain its potency, right? Maintain its relevance in 200 years' time when I'm no longer there. We were in a program yesterday in KCC, and one of the guys who was talking, a parent, he said, he was saying something, and it was as if the man was abusing people. It wasn't that he was abusing people. He simply said, maybe I should put this thing because before some people will come. those who, when you have that kind of experience, understanding the world ahead of you, it will help you to go back and begin to change a lot of things that will fit, that will be suitable and adaptable in that world. Are you with me? So seeking understanding for the signs of the times. This used to be a popular I was looking for understanding, and I saw a picture, right? And like a slide, okay? And it has this quote: in all you're getting, get understanding. And I wanted to use the slide, but I now saw that the thing has a name attached to it as the person who quoted it, and it wasn't the writer of Proverbs. I said, yeah. See, this book has been here ages. Unfortunately, I would have, probably I would have copied that slide to put it here. I said, no, there is only one source that says in all you're getting, get understanding. Who is this man that just took this out, a part of it, the B part of it, and now said he's the one that quoted it? Are you with me? So wisdom is what? The principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. In all you're getting, get what? Understanding. Get understanding. What is understanding? Understanding is a psychological process related to an abstract or physical object, such a person, situation, or a message, whereby one is able to think about it and use concept to deal adequately with that object. Understanding is a relationship between the knower and an object of understanding in Wikipedia. What does this mean? Does anybody have an idea what it means? Maybe you read it, you probably can process it and explain to us, those of us who are especially in the sciences. We are not graced. If you meet a science, especially engineering student, if you meet 10, 9.5, I can guarantee you will not understand this. Those who study sociology, like Pastor will say, who even define definition, maybe they are the ones that will understand this. So look at this. Anybody? What does this mean? Really? Okay. The truth is that I really don't know. That's why I'm asking. I'm looking for somebody who will put this thing in a language that I can understand. Because if this definition of understanding, right, is what you say it again, and it enters my system, that's all. So I sit down in an exam, I just write it. Yeah. That's the whole idea. That by the time we finish, we are still trying to fix the puzzle. That's why I say, what does this mean? You see, let's see what I have next before I move. How many of you have seen this movie, The Three Idiots? Do you know there's a particular place in that movie that looks very much like this? What is a machine? Right? What is a machine? Follow carefully, I'm going somewhere. What is a machine? And this guy stood up and said, a machine is a zipper, right? You pull it up, you put it down. You pull it up, and the lecturer was mad. How can you say that's this thing? And the guy was just there confused and kept quiet, looking at the man. And then this other clown stood up and gave this definition. I'm not saying he gave the definition of understanding. He gave a definition of machine that looks very much like this. Because that's what has been written in the book. The man said, that's my point. The guy got the exactly why, because that's what is in the book. Now, if you follow that movie to a point, then you will realize something. That the guy who just repeated what is in the textbook didn't have any idea of what he just said. Had no idea of what was in the book. He just recited it. Because now, I will explain why the mind behind that movie and how it affects a lot of things that's happening to us today. It got to a point, the guy, because the guy will always be, he's always able to recite. So he's adjudged to be very intelligent. So they now ask him to write a paper, a speech. And the guy just sat down, chronicled speech, crammed the thing. And this guy just came, switched the paper, wrote something else totally different, abusing the principal of the school. Because this guy, his own is just to read what is there without thinking about the meaning. The guy just picked the paper and was reading there, abusing the